wearing my Flamenco Guitar Buddy. Once again, I'll put a link somewhere here if you guys came across to this video by accident. And there's also part 2, part 1, and the whole composition if you guys want to hear it and practice along. Now, I got many comments from you on the past videos that you still have some problems with the strumming pattern. Don't worry, that's what we're going to do in this video, and we're also going to show how to play this little melodic falsetto or riff or pattern. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. First, I'll show it. You know what, I'm going to remove the guitar putty again like I did in the other video, so it doesn't confuse with the extra sound. And we're not going to play using this little thumb, because I know some of you had difficulties. And then I'll show it putting the guitar buddy back on and doing it with this one, so you guys can play it a more simple version and have fun with it. Alright, now the first chord we're using is an E major chord. It's not hard to hold down. You're going to use your middle badass finger on the 5th string on the 2nd fret, your ring finger on the 2nd fret and on the 4th string, and then on the 3rd string on the 1st fret with your index. Then we're going to shape what's called a bar chord. Some of you might use it, of course. This is an F chord. We have the ring finger on the 4th string on the 3rd fret, and then the little finger, the pinky finger, goes on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, and then the badass finger of the left hand, our middle finger, is on the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and we're barring this top string and this low 2 strings on the 1st fret with all our finger. I keep it close to the metal fret because that makes it easier instead of up here. Some people might be able to, but I like to use it like that. Now this is our F chord, and we slide 2 frets down, our G chord, 2 frets up, our F chord again, and then lift up your bar. And this is a nice little trick to get faster. Just slide upwards, and you have the E major chord again, so you don't have to jump from here all the way here. Sorry for the squeaky sound. Makes it much easier. Alright, now I'm gonna have another link here in annotation where there is a full lesson on how to practice to keep the chord sounding clear. A G chord on the F chord is necessary because you can mute, kill, or play like that the note, where if you were pressing the G chord here, you have to use your pinky and it's more difficult to mute. Plus, it's faster. Now, what do I do there? We're just going to strum as we did in the first video. So if you guys picked up on the first video a few things, this will come much easier. Again, we're not going to use our gold bay. We're just going to strum down the top basses mainly. You can use the whole guitar 6 strings, of course, but it's better like that. And the best way to explain this is we're going to do a hammer-on. A hammer-on is where we pluck the string, and then the finger comes like a hammer. You can practice with individual, but let's try to pluck the 5th string, the 4th string, and the 3rd string with the finger slightly off the E chord, and then press down while it's ringing. Now if you do the same thing, we lift the fingers a little bit off, but this time we strum down using our index. All 3 fingers, it depends from you. We're gonna have this sound coming on, a hammer-on of 3 strings together. Maybe it's a little bit hard for you guys to keep this shape and drop down on the chord, so you can practice 1 by 1 finger, then 2 fingers, maybe then the other 2 fingers, then maybe all 3, and then try to get the whole strumming sound. Then when we have the E chord pressed down, we're going to strum down, up, down. Doom, do, doom. So if we put all these things together, we have this. You can mute if you like. I don't know how many times I actually use it. Maybe I do when I freestyle with the chords. You can mute, or this will ring your chord. Alright, now we're going to do this 3 times. Let's start together. finish the 3 times, the pattern, we're going to shape our F chord, strum down, lift up the bar as we learned it before in the beginning, and slide upwards, and strum the E chord. This is an E chord, we're just using the 3 different fingers. Now we're going to switch back to the first original shape and do it one more time. But now after the F chord, we're going to slide 2 frets to our G chord, up 2 frets to the F chord, and lift up your index to the E chord. That's the full pattern. Now every time I strum on the bar, right after I strum, I release the tension from the strings and they become dead notes. And this one I let ring because that's the effect. So the whole pattern together, and then we'll move on to hear it with this one and also show that triple ending. To finish it up, it's a sextuple arpeggio, down with the ring finger of the right hand, down with the middle, down with the index, up with the ring finger, up with the badass finger, up with the index. So we have, alright, and then we go down, down. It's very mushy sound, you don't have to go very clean, upwards with the accent. And then I mute the strings, just so we can start on our little slide. Before I put the guitar body on, one more time using the golpe. Every time you hit down, you're going to use the golpe. Go to video number 1 to see that explanation, and you're going to use the same technique here, but with the chords. If you have the guitar body, you guys heard it in the beginning, so I'll just move on so you don't tell me this is too long video explanation. We have that little falsetta. We're going to place our index on the first string on the first fret. Everything happens on the first string, so I'll just talk about frets. So from the first fret, we're going to slide, we're going to pluck once, and then we're going to slide all the way to the 12th fret. And play one more time. You can either use your thumbnail like a pick, you can use typical picado. I like sometimes to use 3 picado, it's up to you. And up 2 frets, that's the 9th fret. Up 2 frets, that's the 10th fret here, so from the 12th to the 10th, and then from the 10 up to the 8th fret. Down with your ring finger while you're pressing with your index on the 10th fret again, and lift up your ring finger to go back to the 8th. Alright, just because I've missed it there, let's do it one more time together. Move 1 fret higher to the 7th fret, middle down on the 8th, middle off, back on the 7th. 2 frets higher on the 5th, then down with the ring finger on the 7th, and then up with the ring finger on the 5th again. Up to here together slow. Then up on the 4th. That's 2 times on the 4th, down with the middle finger, the badass finger of the left hand on the 5th. And we lift up again on the 4th. Now when we lift up, right away there we want to hit with only 1 stroke of the right hand, a trill. Now that's a hammer-on from the 4th to the 5th fret, releasing to the 4th again. Why am I a little bit stuck on that? Because right after you do that trill, you want to slide on the first string, on the first fret. Now, if you do it slow, you're not gonna hear it. You barely hear the sound, but if you do it fast, you've got that little weird sound. So you actually get so far 4 notes from one pick with a slide. And when you release, you have a 5th note with 1 pick only, and it gives that very nice little sound. And remember what we did in the previous lesson of not just lifting up, but pulling away the string. And to repeat the pattern now, you will do what we did in the previous lesson of doing a down arpegio and a thumb golpe, but this time do one more thumb golpe. So from here, and you do exactly the same pattern. And then the next video we're going to show again with a little bit more complicated patterns, going to an A minor, G from here, F, and just like the original composition that you guys saw. So I hope I broke it down well enough for you guys. This was the rhythm. You can put your guitar body on and practice. Get that thing going a little bit faster. It's a very nice sound. I don't know how I came up with it, but I know I play something similar in blues where open strings are not necessarily bad on the guitar, so you can actually use them to create wonderful melodic rhythms, if that makes sense. So next video we're going to show those next falsettos and go into more advanced strumming patterns. I hope you guys like it. Make sure you comment and rate, subscribe to the channel, there's hundreds of videos there, and come and find us on Facebook. There's thousands of guitarist people there, music fans and lovers, also advertising their own videos or people they love. It's a very open group and they're amazing there. So come and join us. The link is in the description. God bless. See you on the next video, guys.